Hey y'all. Okay, so I know it's actually been, I've been looking through my videos trying to figure out what I should talk about next. I guess I've been having like a mental dry spell on videos, and I guess maybe that's why I haven't been posting as much. But I realized that there's like a gaping hole in my teaching videos. Like, I don't really talk about being a teacher here, and so I figured I would cover that right now, because I do get a lot of like the same question when it comes to teaching here, and usually I'll answer that in like a private message, but I figure I'll just save myself the issue, and from now on, if people ask me, I can just like send them the link to this video and then be lazy as fudge. This video is going to be frequently asked questions about teaching from my viewers. Number 1. Hey Chelsea, what recruiter did you use? I used Corvia Consulting. I actually used them twice. I used them the first year I came here last year, and then I used them again when I wanted to switch schools. They've been nothing but like super helpful to me. Really quick about answering my emails. They even do, like, once you come here, they do meetup parties 2 times a year where you can like meet other people, like other recruits that have come to Korea and gotten jobs with Corvia, and then you can also meet your recruiter like themselves, which is really cool, because I don't know like how other people feel about it, but when I first started applying to teach in Korea, it was kind of like this awful, like, terrifying feeling of like, oh my god, what if I don't get it? What if I get there and I hate the school? What if, you know, I get homesick and I freak out? Like, all these terrifying feelings and like anxiety, and I was really worried, but also like crazy excited. And your recruiter kind of goes with, you know, kind of goes through those emotions with you and provides a lot of comfort and support. So you really need a good recruiter, somebody who's interested in both how you feel and whether or not you're going to fit the position. And I believe that Corvia has done like a really, really good job with getting me positions. It was really easy both times for me to get jobs. I don't know if that's because of, you know, my qualifications or my personality, or maybe the way that I look, but it was really, really super easy for me to get jobs both times I applied. But I believe Corvia works mostly now with Gapik. So if you're interested in one of the other recruiter areas, I don't really know if I can help you, because the only people that I've ever actually used is Corvia. Number 2, housing. How do you pay for it? How much is it? To answer that, I don't pay for my housing, so I'm not entirely sure how much it is, because I've literally never actually seen a bill for it. But your school pays for your housing, which is kind of like a hit or miss, because that means that if your school really wants you to have a nice house, like nice place, then they'll put you in a nice place. If they can't afford it, it's not in their budget, if they don't really care about you, they'll put you in a smaller, less awesome apartment. In my case, my school is wicked, crazy, sweet, awesome. Both times I had amazing office towels. That's the other thing. You might not actually end up in an apartment building. A lot of my friends who are teachers, we all live in office towels, which means that other people work in our place. So it's not like a normal setting. I do actually still have a kitchen and a bathroom and all those things. So most of the time I don't even really notice it. And actually in my new building, I even have a doorman, well, kind of, you know, security guard at the front, which I didn't have at my old place. And if you watched my safety in Korea video, I really wish we had somebody like that. If you don't want to have your school put you up, if you already live somewhere in Korea, or you have friends you're going to stay with, or you just don't trust them to put you in the right place, you can actually opt out and get 400,000 won per month to have your own apartment. The issue with this, of course, is that, first of all, that's really, really cheap apartment. 400,000 won is not going to get you much, especially the closer you get into Seoul. And number 2, you need to put down like a crazy expensive deposit when you get an apartment / office tel. So for most of us, we usually just let our schools choose where we live, and if we don't like where we live, then we just go hang out at, you know, jjimdolbangs or coffee shops or with friends or whatever. You kind of make do. You gotta be flexible to come teach here. Number 3, how old are your students? What's teaching like? I teach at an elementary school. Most of us who teach public school, and I do teach public school, we work for elementary now because most of the high school and middle school jobs got cut. I do have a couple of friends who work in middle schools or high schools, but they had to like really, really strive to find those jobs, and they're getting much, much more rare and much, much more competitive. So if you're not able to keep up with that competition, then you're gonna have to at least start out as an elementary school teacher. I teach first grade and second grade once a week. And then the rest of the time I teach 3rd grade through 6th grade. And my old school, I also taught kindergarten as well, all the way through 6th grade. But my old school was actually an English village, so it was a very, very different situation. But yeah, so I teach 1st through 6th grade, 21 hours a week. Their ages can be anywhere from like 5 years old to I think like 13-ish. Korean age. 4th one, TESOL requirements. I got my TESOL 100-hour online certificate from Intasol International. I know that a lot of recruiters actually have their own programs. I know that a lot of just like random programs are out there. There really is no like standard way of knowing whether or not a program is accredited, and I had like gave myself a heart attack trying to figure out which one I should go with. But I ended up going with Intasol. It got accepted by the EPIC program and the EPIC program, no problems. And I'll put the link below for you guys, as well as Corvia, so that you can find it. But I didn't have any problems using it. That's my certificate. Number 5, what kind of stuff do you teach, Chelsea? A good way for me to explain that is I have textbooks this year, which is really, really awesome. But I guess what I've been telling most people is you can go on wayguk.org, and once again, link below. And you can actually look at lesson plans, and you can see the supplementary material for a lot of the textbooks that we use. The one that I use currently is one with like a world and little kids around it, and it's just like the varying degrees, and each textbook's a different color, like 6th grade is blue and stuff. But you can actually go through there and look at the supplementary material, and that'll kind of give you an idea as to what I teach. They also have like amazing PowerPoints and things like that, so when you do come over here, like it will be your lifesaver. I love wayguk.org. The day I found it was like, it was amazing. So yeah, use it. But that's by far my favorite resource for teaching. And number 6, can I teach if I'm not from a native English-speaking country? Honestly, I don't officially know, but I know that public schools won't hire you, at least not to teach English. Because honestly, like if you're not a native speaker, then it's just as easy for them to hire a Korean person who learned English really, really well and is also not a native speaker, and they already live in the country. I hate to say that because I know a lot of y'all are like really, really excited about it and you'd love to do it just like I did, but I guess you're not as lucky. And there's really no other way of getting around that. However, I do know of some people who are like, you know, Chinese and Japanese, and they're teaching Chinese and stuff in school as a native Chinese speaker. So it is like there are other opportunities for you here. It just probably isn't as an English teacher. So that's a really sad note to leave on. I guess let me say that I love teaching so much. My degree is in advertising. You don't need a degree in English or teaching to get a job here. So even though my degree is actually in advertising, I never thought that I would love teaching as much as I do. For some people, it just works, and I happen to be one of those people. If you have any other questions about teaching, put them in the comments below. I do plan on making another video about teaching. I'm sorry it took me so long to, you know, make a video and put it out. Please don't be mad at me. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time, okay?